Hello students, today in this video we are going to define two terms, mass and weight, and after that we will see what is the difference between these two terms, how these are distinguished and on what factors we can differentiate these two. Okay, so first we'll start with mass. So the mass of a body is actually the amount of substance or the quantity of matter that is contained in it. Okay, mass is the basic property of a matter. If there is a matter, then there will be mass. Every matter consists of mass, so the quantity of that matter contained in the body is called mass, and it doesn't depend on physical conditions like temperature, pressure, or even the location of the body in space. Okay, so it's always constant wherever the body is placed, and it is actually equal to the quantity of matter that is contained in the body. So mass of a body can be defined as it is the quantity of matter contained in it. We can define mass of any body as the quantity of matter contained in it. We also can say that it is the basic property. It is a basic property of matter, and it is independent of physical conditions, means it doesn't depend on temperature, pressure, or even the location of the body in space. The SI unit of mass is kilograms. We measure mass in terms of kilogram. So this was the mass of a body. Mass is the quantity of matter contained in that body. It is a basic property of matter, and it doesn't depend on temperature, pressure, or the location of the body in space, and its SI unit is kilogram. Now let's talk about weight. Now weight is not the quantity of matter, but it is the force. Weight is a force that is acting on the body because of the earth's gravitation force. Means weight of a body is the force with which that body is pulled towards the center of the earth. Means the gravitation of earth try to pull the object towards its center, and earth apply some gravitation force to all the objects. So the force that is applied by the earth to the object, so that it is attracted towards the center of the earth, that force acting on the body is called weight. So weight is nothing but a force. We can define it as the force. It is the force with which a body is pulled towards the center of earth. Now this is because of the earth's gravitation field, and it is equal to the product of mass of that body and the acceleration due to gravity. As we know that force is equal to mass into acceleration, so in this case weight is equal to mass of the object into acceleration due to gravity of the earth on that body. So we can write W is equal to mg. The SI unit of weight is Newton, since it is a kind of force, so SI unit of weight is newtons. So mass is actually the quantity of matter that is contained in the body, while weight is the force acting on that body because of the earth's gravitational field and due to that force, it is pulled towards the center of earth. SI unit of mass is kilogram, while SI unit of weight is Newton. So we can also distinguish between mass and weight depending on all these points. Let's see what are the points on which basis we can differentiate between mass and weight. The very first point of difference between mass and weight is that mass is the measure of inertia. It is defined by the property of inertia of the object, while weight is the measure of gravity. Okay, so mass is the measure of inertia, while weight is the measure of gravity. Inertia is actually the property of that body to remain in its own state. So if a body has more inertia, that means it has more mass. It will remain in its state. It has more tendency to remain in its state. That is the thing. So mass is the measure of inertia and weight is the measure of gravity. Next point of difference between mass and weight is that mass is a scalar quantity. It doesn't has any direction, while weight is a vector quantity. So the difference is mass is a scalar quantity and weight is a vector quantity. That means mass doesn't has any direction while weight has direction. Its direction is towards the center of earth. Again, the third point is mass is a constant quantity. It doesn't depends on physical condition or the location of the body, while weight varies from place to place. So the third difference is mass is a constant quantity and weight varies from place to place. So this is the third difference between mass and weight. Now come to the next one. Mass of a body cannot be zero. If a body doesn't contain any quantity of matter, then it doesn't exist. So mass can never be zero. Okay, mass can never be zero, because zero mass means that the body doesn't contain any quantity of matter. That is not possible. So mass of a body can never be zero, while weight of a body can be zero and it is equal to zero at the center of earth. So weight of the body is equal to zero at center of earth. This is the fourth difference. The next difference is mass is an essential property of material body. That means that I have already said in this point, without mass a body can't exist, while weight is not an essential property. So mass is an essential property of a body to exist, while weight is not an essential property. Alright, the next one is that it is not affected, the mass is not affected by the presence of other bodies, while weight is affected by the presence of other bodies. Okay, so the mass of a body is not affected, it is not affected by the presence of other bodies, while weight of the body, it is affected by the presence of other bodies. So this is the sixth difference. And the last one is the unit that we have studied. The unit, SI unit of mass is grams, CGS is grams and SI is kilograms. Okay, so CGS unit is grams while MKS unit or SI unit is kilograms. In case of weight, these units are dynes and Newton. In case of CGS, it is dynes, while in SI system it is Newton. So this is the last difference between weight and mass. So mass is a measure of inertia, it is a scalar quantity, while weight is a measure of gravity, it is a vector quantity. Mass is a constant quantity, while weight varies from place to place. Mass can never be zero, and without mass body cannot exist. That means it is an essential property of a body, while weight can be zero, and it is zero at the center of earth, and it is not an essential property of the body, means it is not necessary for existence. Next thing is mass is not affected by the presence of other bodies, while weight is affected by the presence of other bodies. The units of mass are grams and kilograms, while the unit of weight are dynes and Newton. So this is about the mass and the weight and their differences. That's it for the video. In the next video we will study about the inertial mass and gravitational mass. Okay, so the next thing that we have to study is inertial mass and gravitational mass. All right, so till then, stay tuned and keep studying. Stay safe. Thank you.